Do you want to shred? Stop overcomplicating it and just do this. In this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what are the steps required for you to take in order to go from intermediate level to shredder level in just a couple of months. Make sure to watch the video with full attention and not skip anything, as if you even miss only one step, you will never shred the guitar. My name is Regev, and I turn metalheads into shredders. You're clearly interested in that, go click the subscribe button right now to get more videos like this. So for shredding guitar, although it seems super complicated, all you need to do is just 3 things. Comment down below what you think these things are. So, for shredding, what you need is first of all, to master the picking hand. Then, you need to master the fretting hand. Now, if you master these 2 things, you're 66% of the way there. But if you miss the 3rd thing, you will never be able to take these 2 things and combine them together. So what is the 3rd thing? Stick around this video and I will tell you in a minute. So first of all, how do you master the picking hand? For the picking hand, we will use what's called the WME framework. WME framework explains exactly how you should pick. So first of all, W stands for wrist. So when I pick, you will notice that I move just the wrist and never the forearm. And this is something that is absolutely crucial because I teach a lot of beginners and they will come to me and we will start the lesson and then they suddenly try to pick and they do this. Now, what is the problem here? Let's see if you catch it. When I pick like this, as opposed to like this, what is the problem? What is the thing that is different here? The problem here is that I use my forearm to create the movement. Now, why is it problematic, you ask? Because there is something called leverage. And without being nerdy here and explaining the scientific thing, when you move just the wrist, you need to work less. When you move just when you create the movement from the forearm, you need to work harder and put in more effort and work in order to get the same outcome, which is the picking itself. So basically, when you move just the wrist and not the forearm, and you keep your forearm stable, you have the ability to work less hard and be very relaxed in order to get the same picking speed. So this is absolutely powerful. M is movement. So after you move just the wrist, you need to make sure that you are using the minimum movement and that you don't do this and just use unnecessary movement. You want to keep it as minimal as humanly possible. And the 3rd thing is E, which E stands for effort. So after you move just the wrist, after you use the minimum movement, you need to use the minimum effort. And really make sure you are the most relaxed you can possibly be. And when you combine them all together, this is what happens. Now for the fretting hand, we will use what's called the CCR framework. So the first C stands for carol. So then again, I teach a lot of beginners, and what they will do when they try to play with the fretting hand and try to shred or something, they will just play like this. For example, I give them the spider exercise, which by the way, this is one of the most important exercises of all time. It's fucking crucial, okay? So they will try the spider exercise and they will do something like this. Now let me demonstrate the correct way to see if you catch the difference. As you've probably noticed, when I demonstrate the wrong way of playing, what I do is I straighten my fingers like this and I try to play like this. Now when you do this, as opposed to just this and curling your fingers, You can see that when I play like this, I need to work hard. Then again, like with the pick in hand, I need to work less hard in order to get the same results, right? Because when you do this, and you press the string, and you do that, like try to do it. Grab the guitar, and try to do it. Try to just do this, and now try to do this. Which one requires more effort? This or this? As you probably feel, when you do this, like it's only this part is moving a little bit, but you don't really feel it working that much, right? When you do this, like you feel stress in the forearm and in the finger itself, and it's just super complicated. So, for the sake of your efficiency, just curl your fingers. Which brings us to the second C, which is close. So close. What you will notice that I'm doing is I do this, right? When I play, I do this. But I never do this. Because what I do is I keep my fingers as close to the fretboard as humanly possible. Okay, like this, you see? I don't do this. So, for example, I played with this finger. I move to the next one. I don't do this. And basically, you see this gap over here? I don't do this. I do this. I slightly raise it, not all the way here, but slightly. Because then, one, I save myself so much effort because I don't need to do a greater motion. And two, I have the ability to play so much faster just because the movement is so much smaller. Now, R stands for relax. So, after you make sure that you curl your fingers, and after you make sure that you keep them as close to the fretboard as humanly possible, what you want to do now is make sure that you are very, very relaxed and that the strength you put on the fretboard itself with your fingers is not that great. Okay, so for example, I play a note, okay? This note. Now, in order to produce the note, I need to press the fretboard. Do you agree or not? Of course, right? I need to press the fretboard. There is the minimum strength required in order to produce the note. Because if I press it like a limp dick and I do not use enough force, what will happen is that the note itself will not be audible, right? On the other hand, if I press too much, I will waste time, I will waste energy, and the note will also not be in tune, right? Because it will, look at this. Notice that the note breaks out of tune. But the most important thing is that I kind of hurt my fingers, and I also waste so much energy. So what I will want to make sure all of the time is that I'm using the minimum effort required to produce the note. So, if this is not enough to produce the note, I will press a little bit harder. Okay? Now I start hearing it, but it's still not quite it. Press even harder until the note is audible. This is the amount of force I want to put in when I play, and especially when I play fast. Because when you play fast, you don't need to really make each note audible, right? You just play fast. So yeah, you need to make sure your fingers are very relaxed. Now, to prove that this format works, let me try to do the same lick I played right now, but I do it with the complete wrong form. And you see that it will be absolutely impossible. Doesn't fucking work. Same thing with the pick in hand. If I break form and try to play Master of Puppets, for example, it would just not work. Now, of course, I over-exaggerate it, but the extremes prove the point. So, exercises for this video. First of all, pick in hand. What you do is you grab the low E string and you alternate pick, specifically making sure you're using all the WME framework. To remind you, wrist, movement, effort. You will do this in the highest tempo where you can still control the WME framework, aka the proper form. For the fretting hand, what you're going to do is just do the spider exercise. You will do it slow, and you will make sure you're using the CCR framework. Close, curl, relax. Then again, highest tempo, where you can still control the proper form. Understood! Now, as I promised, there is one last technique you need to master in order to become a shredder and combine between the two hands. And this technique is called hand synchronization. Hand synchronization is the ability to combine between the picking hand and the fretting hand in a very accurate, rhythmic manner. Okay, because you can be the best picker in the world, you can be the best fretter in the world, but if you cannot combine them in a way that sounds good and accurate, you will never shred. Because shredding is literally the combination of picking fast, fretting fast, and combining between them, like you guessed it, in a rhythmic manner. And this and other things are specifically things I teach in my 5-month program. So let me tell you about it. If you're a guy who's very serious about taking his shredding level and his metal guitar skills to the complete next level, and you want to get to the position where in just 5 months you can absolutely shred your 3 favorite songs of all time, start to finish, no mistakes, the program might be a perfect fit for you. So if you're interested, click the first link in the description right now to book a consulting call. You and I will speak and we'll see if it's a good fit for you. You quite want to hurry up because currently I offer a crazy discount and you do not want to miss out. So yeah, book the call right now and you and I will speak. Alright, great.